Our thoughts, our consciousness, our words, our memories are kept all around us in the waters.
This is what it is, okay? I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Abracadabra. Interesting word, is it not? From the Aramaic, I will create as I speak. But also there's another variant on it. It will be created in my words. So it's a powerful message, it's a powerful spell. Have we forgot how to use it? In ancient times, it said people would recite the word. Now they would use this to ward off illness. So they would say abracadabra. They would do this by taking a letter off or away after each recitation to leave just the letter A. So abracadabra basically means to create. How many letters are in the word or in the spell? Now I'm going to slow it down and I'll let you count it, because this blew me away, because it's a powerful spell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. That just had me lost for words. So 11 letters in the spell Abracadabra. Surely that is a wow. If there is magic on this planet, it is contained in water. Lauren Isley. So this is Charles Babbage. Now he said something very, very, very profound, because I've been talking about memories, water, words, spells for a long, long time. Now he said the earth itself is a vast library on whose pages are forever written. All that man has ever said, or a woman whispered. Now you could say the Akashic or the Akashic records, but this was very profound for me because I've been talking about it for many years. So just picture all the words we have ever said when we are talking. Where does the energy, where does the power, where do the sigils, where does the essence of that word go? Is it into the void? Is it into the water all around us? So this is a scene that I want to picture you to picture. You can see all the words on the screen are floating, they're stored away in the library in the sky. And this is what this video is going to all be about. I'm going to include loads of my theories in so many different videos just to paint this picture. Now to give you an idea, this is Schilleren, if I pronounce that right. Now it's Schilleren imaging, and it's a way to make invisible flow elements such as gases and air visible. So just picture when you're talking or doing a spell, your energy is going somewhere. So you can see this is just blowing out a match, and you can just see his breath, you can see the flame, the gases. It's just breathtaking. A cup of tea or a cup of coffee being blown on to cool it down. Isn't this spectacular? So just imagine this being a spell, being talking out of your lips. It's wow. Here's a few quotes for you. All water has a perfect memory and is forever trying to get back to where it was. Toni Morrison. I love this quote. It's talking about how the water is always trying to get back. This is like when we are researching. We're researching for that water, that memory. Water has a memory and carries within it our thoughts, our prayers. As you yourself are water, no matter where you are, your prayers will be carried to the rest of the world. Now some people don't believe this research of Emoto works. It's all about the intent. There's no point doing the experiment if you don't have the intent within you. Plants know, plants can feel. It's called the Baxter effect. Here's some couple great quotes. The multi-dimensional aspects of water are amazing. Water contains within itself the knowing or the memory of everything it comes in contact with. This means it carries the knowing and the memory of a place and the happening there, going back sometimes thousands of years. It's full of information, sort of like a mirror that keeps reflecting on everything it has encountered. That's what I was talking about in memory and research. We get enlightened because we have found the old memory, the old meaning of that topic. The memory, information and energy of the specific water that your mother was drinking in the first week of her pregnancy is the water that built your heart. So very profound quotes from Teal Swan there. And this is what I want to get on in the video. I want to show you how deep this really can go. I want to show you how even the etymology spells it out for you. I've just came across two thoughts that just made me just get so emotional, and it's just an amazing experience. And this is what I've always wanted and so intrigued about: memory, water and the atmosphere. So coming across Charles Babbage's quote just hit home for me and made me want to do this video. And guys, honestly, you're in for a deep dive in this one, and I'm just so excited. It's really just got me like so emotional. So guys, here's a thought for you, and I had this same thought when I was reading it out. Every breath you take, no, it's not the Police song, every drink that we take, we drink, is a memory, not just from you but from other people. How scary is that? Now you're sharing other people's memories. Now I personally believe you need an activation, a frequency key to unlock memories of other people. It's fine drinking your own water, etc, and we're drinking other people's. Why are we not all having other people's memories? Now I believe some of us do, and the fact is we are like a skeleton key, and we have the access to tune into the frequency and the memories of the water. So picture that you're drinking water, every breath that you take is a word, a spell, like the Sumerian imagery, and then you come along and you are basically breathing in, you are drinking other people's memories. Now is this what is like the Mandela effect or anything other phenomenon that these people have access to re-encode, or have that key, that frequency key that I talk about, to access memories stored in water? If we say that memory is water, etc., we have to come to the conclusion that we are drinking, we are breathing out, and obviously we breathing in other people's thoughts, memories, surely. So that is just a profound wow to me, that we are breathing out, someone is breathing in our own thoughts, our memory, our manifestations. But you do need the key, the skeleton key, to access it, and some of us obviously do because of the abilities that people are showing in the community and in life. So I wanted to go back to Charles Babbage. Now, as you know, he was the pioneer of modern computers. Some of the theories that he came across are used today. Now, he was also an inventor. Now, he was accredited of inventing the ophthalmoscope 3 years before the so-called official invention of the ophthalmoscope. But what caught my eye was he invented shoes to walk on water. Now, I don't think they worked because it nearly killed him, but it just shows you the scope of his ideas. Now, he invented something called talking tubes, which you could talk like a telephone from London to Liverpool. So he did a lot. But this is why I wanted to talk about him, because in 1837 he came to the conclusion, and this is the conclusion he came to, which is wow. The entire history of human speech, every joke, every declaration of love, every angry word are captured in the atmosphere for all time. So I briefly talked about that before, but I just wanted to emphasize it a little bit more before I do the etymology. He believed that each breath and tiny motion was imprinted at the atomic level in the air that surrounds us. he believed with access to the right kind of calculations and machinery, basically, what do you think? That you could rewind these turbulent movements and retrieve the fleeting voices of the past. So he believed with his inventions or machinery and calculations, because that's what he's well known for, that you could retrieve these imprints, these voices from the atmosphere. Which, if you think about it, is exciting but also scary, because if God, voice to skull technology, God technology, whatever you want to call it, is these other thoughts because people talk about how it's not just the things that we're talking about now and thinking that's in this atmosphere, it's everything that we might have said. So you can see how deep this really goes. And if they did build this device, could it be like the chronovisor that the so-called Vatican have about a time traveling TV thing? With this, it's scary and exciting also to think about it, that they could just pick our thoughts, all the spells, everything that's been talked in existence in this realm. Because look at all the history, all the inventions, all this, everything that's been ever spoken could be retrieved from the atmosphere. Tell me that is not wow. So watching this back and re-editing it gets me going, gets me excited, gets me wowed. Do you know what I mean? Just think about what Babbage, his theory and thoughts are, that everything that we speak, think, thought goes out and gets stored around us, atomically attached, and we access our own memories like a download. I've talked about it for many years. But think about it now, you're in a good mood and you're out and about, or you're sat at home reading a book, talking to someone, and then out of nowhere, like that, you feel angry. You want to confront someone, and you say, there's a saying in the UK, somebody's put me into a bad mood. So what if, like I was talking about before, that aggression, that bad memory, that bad feeling is a previous bad feeling that we've had, and that is stored. The energy, because energy doesn't die, if I remember. So where does it get stored? It gets stored in the gap. It gets stored atomically all around us. And it's like I've talked about in many old videos, like for instance the tempest equation, when I was talking about, when we see the weather and they forecast and they say, oh, the cold wind's coming in here, and you're gonna have a warm pressure there and cold pressure there and this and that. Well, what if it's just like our emotions, our feelings, that sometimes there may not even be your anger that you're feeling someone else's anger that has been moved into your direction. Sounds weird, but someone's put me into that bad mood. I've done it many times. I've been in a brilliant, really good mood, and out of nowhere it's like just something's just hit me and I feel angry, I feel depressed, I feel, what's going on? How can you go from one to the other without no interaction with people? And this could answer that very, very question. You're actually retrieving or walking into atmosphere that is being tainted with negative energy, and that's what's causing it. That just blew me away. So back to the video. Hello, by the way. So words are trapped in the atmosphere. Let's look at what they say atmosphere means. Their etymology comes from 1630s in the Great Vowel to L shift. Atmosphere, modern from the 1670s, gaseous envelope surrounding the earth, from modern Latin atmosphere, from Greek atmos, which means vapor or steam, and obviously sphere, in old science, a vaporous air which was considered a part of the earth and a contamination of the lower part of the earth. So that's what they say atmosphere means. So while talking about the atmosphere, I wanted to have a quick look at atmosphere, not just in the definition of it, but if you actually search engine it, you'll come across so many different variants of how many layers there is to this atmosphere. But if you look at the generic one, the main one, you will get what you see on the screen here: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. But also what you will get if you look even deeper is an ionosphere. But ionosphere is supposedly the outer layer. But as you can see, you can get the ionosphere in the different layers. There's actually layers, or it's a generic term called regions, and it's F, E and D. Now the reason I'm talking about this is because this interacts with what is known as radio waves. As you can see, why is the ionosphere important? The ionosphere is useful in many ways. The ionosphere protects organisms and living things on Earth by absorbing ultraviolet light. Also, the ionosphere reflects radio waves emitted from the Earth and bounces them back towards the Earth. Why does the ionosphere reflect radio waves? So they say the ionosphere contains large amounts of free electrons that affect the propagation of radio waves. When high frequency radio waves hit the electrons in the ionosphere, they cause them to vibrate and re-radiate energy with the same frequency to the Earth. The ionosphere feature has long been used to enable long distance radio communications. Now as you can see, they bounce it off the ionosphere. Now what got me is, remember the film Frequency, when he talked to his father 30 years after his death, and it was a 2000 film with Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel. Now I'm not talking about could you talk to someone dead so many years. I believe anything is possible, but what I'm talking here is if Babbage and what I've been saying for many years, that all our words, our thoughts, our consciousness is stored in the waters above, it has to travel through these different ionospheres and different levels. I mean, we used to have analog, which as you know translates into electric pulses of Verdian amplification. Now what if there's a difference between that and the digital, which goes into binary? That just gets you thinking, doesn't it? Now if everything is stored, memories, thoughts, consciousness, even words and spells, is our memory getting affected because it has to go through so many layers of atmosphere? And when you find out what etymology I found on it, you will think, you know, you're onto something. And this video is very, very deep, and it's touching on things that, yes, the huge what if might not make sense to many people, but it's just intriguing. Because when the Frequency film came out, people were talking how they were listening to old radio stations that don't exist for many, many years. So if that's happening on a sense of old ham radios, and Babbage is talking about if you had the right calculations and machinery, you could listen and rewind what was being said many, many years ago. So that just gets you thinking, doesn't it? And that's all I ever ask. Now I'm going slightly off topic because I've just noticed something and I want to talk out loud, as they say. So I talked about the ionosphere. Now this is the god Aeon or Ion. Now you can automatically see where I'm going with this is Aeon or Ion in the sense of ionosphere and ions. Surely there's too much coincidence in that, because obviously Aeon or Ion, the god, is associated with everlasting time, eternity, and encompasses the universe, so it encircles everything. Could this be the reason behind ionosphere? Now if you guys know from my past videos who a certain someone is Aeon. Aeon is thus a god of the cycle, ages, and the cycle of the year in the zodiac. Have a look at the Roman equivalent. Who could be that god? Oh yes, Janos. So we're talking about the ionosphere, and it's named after Janos. How about that, guys? You know the research I've done into Janos and the number 11. Just have a look at this. The structure of the atmosphere. It is now clear that the atmosphere begins at the Earth's surface, but scientists have given different opinions about its maximum height. Based on the information provided by radar, rockets, balloons and satelloons, many scientists now agree that the altitude is 29,000 kilometers. So what? 29? What's that? Oh yes, 9 add 2 equals, yes, 11. Just a coincidence for those people who don't like it. And it's considered an integral part of the layered atmosphere. In terms of air pressure, the temperature and weather pressure, 90% of the total gas in the atmosphere are located at 29 kilometers above the Earth. 29 2 with 9 again is, yes, another 11. That's just another conspiracy and coincidence. Now only 50% of the gases are located up to 5.6 kilometers. 5 add 6, Yes, you got it. It's 11. These 11s just keep popping up and are just a coincidence of the numeric value of numbers. Or is it part of the plan? Is it a part of where we are? Hence, my videos on the realm of 11. But I just had to put that bit in because I was just talking about the atmosphere and ionospheres, and Aeon just reminded me of Ionosphere. Could that possibly be a link there? I'll leave it up to you guys, but I can see the link. But you know what, guys, I see so many different things and we all on our different path, but that got to me is too much of a coincidence not to include it. So guys, I could not put this other connection in because I've just talked about Aeon or Ion. Could it be Ion in regard to the connection to Janos? And as you can see, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as NOAA, well, we're talking about the waters, we're talking about the atmosphere, we're talking about memory, we're talking about spells, everything in this realm of 11. Now, what a coincidence that another name Janos went by was Noah. Huh? For all you people who just joined me for the first time, Noah goes by many names, and Janos is one of them. And I could not put this in for anyone who's not seen the older videos. So you can see the connection there with Ionosphere and Ion being another name of Janos. We're talking about Noah, which is the administration, and I'm talking about the atmosphere and the oceans, goes by Janos too. It's crazy when people say this is not connected and it's just a coincidence. Guys, come on, you can see it. So we're just talking about the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It got me thinking, what is NOAA, spelled N-O-A-A, in gematria? And I wasn't surprised. It come to 92, which, yep, you got it, is 11. The connections that I'm just keep finding are just blowing my mind, and hopefully, guys, they're blowing yours too. So I did the spell etymology of atmosphere. As you can see on the screen, I broke it up into 3. And wow, I know I say that a lot, but I wasn't ready for what I found, and it just ties in so much with the video. It'd be like, wow, really, the spell is hidden in the word atmosphere. It is crazy, guys. So atmos, obviously you saw that before, means steam or vapor. Now, could that be the steam or vapor that when we speak, when we breathe, could it be that? So that is obvious from the etymology. Atmos means steam or vapor. So that's interesting, just in the first 5 words. Atmos means steam or vapor, right? The next one was P-H-E, phi, in sphere. It means to speak. Wow. So the steam or vapor, then it means to speak. So it's already talking about you using your vocal cords, the vocal cords, the voice of God, to talk, and it's in the atmosphere. How crazy is that, guys? That just blew me away. So far you've got atmosphere, means steam or vapor, then the sphere, the P-H-E, the fear, means to speak. Wow, that is just what we've been talking about, being all the words trapped in the atmosphere. And R-E at the end means to refill, obvious, regenerate, again and again, and back to the original place. So some people don't like me saying wow, but I'm sure if you see that etymology, it should be wow, 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 wow. That atmosphere, broken down by me, means the steam or vapor, and to speak and to rebuild, to refill, reset, rewrite, also means again and again and again, and regenerate, refurbish, and back to the original place. Tell me that isn't so intriguing and wow. That our breath, basically, and the spells that Babbage was talking about, and how our words are kept in the atmosphere. You break down the word atmosphere, the spell, and it contains not only the steam or vapor from our breath, it also contains to speak. Remember to speak. Remember abracadabra. With that a, always that a at the first and a at the end, and re to refill, and again. Just, guys, it just knocked me for 6. So I'm back again. So when we are talking about atmospheric memory, and in modern terms, in modern technology, where is your photos, your videos, everything is kept in the cloud. Is that a hint of where the atmosphere is? Is it Akashic or the Akashic records? I can never pronounce which one that is, but no doubt someone will type in which one it is, because you can't help yourself. So that's what just got me to think. So, we keep all our thoughts, and I'm telling you, we're storing it atomically. It's attached to everything around us, which we breathe. It's the clouds, and they keep all modern photos, videos, etc. Everything is kept in the cloud. Is that a coincidence? So in my old videos, I thought, you know what? I will do the spell etymology for cloud. And I'll just show you, because I'm doing about memory, how I forgot. Because if some of you were, because I don't know how far videos you've watched back, if you're new, there's a theory that I'm trying to put together about how we are living in a cave, from etymology, loads of etymology and loads of thoughts and theories and ideas have gone into this. And could we be living in a cave? Well, just have a look at the spell etymology, and if you still don't use spell etymology, it's just the word I came up with, or etymology, because it's all spells, so I call it spell etymology. Just have a look at what the spell etymology is for cloud, and it's connected to, or could connect to, a cave. I'll leave that with you. So let's get back to the spell etymology of cloud. Hello again. Goodbye again. So with me talking about the cloud, obviously for a little few minutes, it got into my head. What's the etymology of a cloud? Now I was expecting something like this: a visible mass of condensed watery vapour. Remember about vapour before, in atmos, floating in the atmosphere. So actually that's what I was expecting. That's what's on it further down. But I wasn't expecting this. Old English cloud for clod, mass of rock or earth, probably related to clot or cloud dates from Middle English. Something like that doesn't sound like a cloud to me. Now, also cloud on the etymology, it was said used to refer to a state of cause or gloom, suspicion, trouble or worry. Brain fog is linked to thinking and memory. What is fog but a cloud? So you can see how fog and clouds and memory have been long talked about. Now here's the etymology coming up, and it just blew me away. So it's everything I'm saying, it seems to be tying. So from the Old English clow, C-L-O, clow, metal spike, nail, imprint, impression, form or shape, appearance, print of a book. Come on guys, I've talked about the void, I've talked about the other etymology from the last video, and cloud means to imprint, impression, form, shape, all the things that I've been talking about. And when I split up cloud into two, C-L-O meant to imprint, sounds like a memory, a thought, an expression, impression or form for manifestation, and shape. Come on guys, even the harshest of doubters now can see that there is some validity to what I'm actually saying. And obviously the UD for the cloud, ud, come from Latin udus, meaning wet. So it does make bloody sense, and I'm really excited. So if you want to think of words, spells, your thoughts, everything that I've been talking about, memories being kept all around us. Like I said, a lot of people know it's the Akashic or the Akashic records. But as I was talking about Babbage, I can't remember his first name, it might be Charles, talking about how it's atomically kept all around us and all the things he was trying to make or create. Now think about it, people who talk about chemtrailing, is this a possibility of why the memory has got worse over the years and Alzheimer's are connected to chemtrailing? Because think about it, if all our memories are kept around us and then you would drop in particles that could interfere with the re-upload of these memories and thoughts, or if you upload those memories, you're uploading it with this chemical signature. Could this be affecting memories, or people basically downloading the wrong memory from someone else? It just made me think. That's all I ever ask, just to think. It's not a fact, it's not a statement, it's just a possibility, because all those memes that get banded around of, oh look, Baal, the storm god, and you saw the memes of B-A, barium, and A-L, and it's his name, and that's some of the ingredients that has been used in chemtrailing. Well, if you look at it a tiny little bit deeper, obviously I will always mention Ionos, because his other names are Belanus or Baal Ionos. Crazy, huh? And Baal was called Lord of the Rain and Dew. When you say Dew, you automatically think of the other thing that's happening lately when they're talking about direct energy weapons. Is there a connection or play with words there, or is that just a coincidence? Obviously, dew is in the morning, the little moisture that is about. But it seems funny, doesn't it, when it's talking about Baal and the Lord of the Storm and the Rain. But there's an epithet of Baal that's intrigued me, and I'm reading out now. He says his name is the storm god who rides on the clouds. That's one of his own epithets, his names. The storm god who rides on the clouds. And we're talking about the clouds being memories. So there is a connection there between the Baal and the word clouds. Crazy, isn't it? So I just want to put that in as well. And again, these are just ideas that I've had for many years and appeared in other videos, and I'm just trying to get my head around on what actually are memories. Are they your own? And some of these things I will be talking in my thoughts, ironically. And I want to show you the difference and how much I've progressed. So coming up now is an old etymology on memories that I did. And it's only till recently that I looked into something and found something else differently that it made me raise my eyebrows. And I saw another connection there. So coming up now, guys, is an old etymology or spell etymology on memories being broken down into 3 and connecting it with atmospheric memory. But I've then gone on this week and last week to think of it again and break it up differently, and I've made a connection. Hopefully you guys will understand. We're looking at memories now, and the etymology or spell etymology as I use for that word. We've just done atmosphere, remember, from the last video, and I looked at memories and I'm thinking, wow, could I find anything interesting on that? So I wanted to keep that back for another video, and just look what I found, guys. Yes, there's a lot of other things that it could be included and other translations from other languages, but I can't go through every language ever spoke to come to things. It's just things that I seem to pick up on. So I broke it down into 3. So memories became mem, and then ori, and then es, and this is what I found. And it's crazy how it seems to connect with everything that I'm researching. Mind, memory, king over water, to measure, to give advice, and to heal. But also it means the word of God, mem, for water. So again, the connection between water and memories is real, and we can all see it. Next word is ori, and ori means to rise, begin, appear. And also ori comes from the word orifice, which is an opening, like the mouth, the anus, etc, etc. So again, we're talking about etymology of speaking. We're having like atmosphere. Atmos means steam or vapor. Then phe meant to speak. Again, we've got more etymology with mouth and the spell, just showing you the significance of the vocal cords, the voice of God. And then we finish off with es, which means absence, state of not being present, and also to ask and to be, and a few other things if you guys want to check. So atmosphere and memories are connected by etymology, or as I call it, spell etymology, and I'm absolutely blown away. I had to make another video as quick when I looked into memories and what, wow, it's talking about memories, us being water from the mouth, and talking about asking, and how can it be that you get atmosphere and memories, completely 2 different words, and basically they mean similar. Atmosphere meant, atmos means steam or vapor again. PHE meant to speak, and RE means to refill, regenerate again and again, back to the original place. So they're talking about a process of us using our vocal cords to regenerate, to refill the atmosphere with our own breath. Is it a circulatory system like our blood? We have to keep breathing to regenerate the atmosphere of our memories, our thoughts, our consciousness, our essence, our spirit, the Holy Spirit, because it's our toroidal field. So if we are a toroidal field, and then the realm around us is a huge, bigger toroidal field, is that working off the energy of the spells? Is that working off the energy of our thoughts, our memories? Who knows? I just find it very intriguing, and hopefully you guys can see the significance of what I'm finding. You know, I just get excited, guys. Hopefully you are too.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. You know they call me the black sheep.
Hello and welcome to the Black Sheep Researcher. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, although some of it is old. Some of you won't have watched it, so that's why I just mixing a few together, because I've come across something intriguing and I'm going to get that into my thoughts now. But like I always do, I want to thank everyone who's liked, shared and subscribed. I'm just taking time out of the day and watch my videos. It's truly appreciated. It really is. Shows me that you care. And people always ask, how can we help the channel? Just do that. Like, share and subscribe is all I ask for. But if you want to help any more, you can by buying me a coffee. I've renamed it Buy Me a Bar. So that is on the QR code. I'll put it there for you guys, or there's a link in the description. Just click on it and there we go, we're in. Right, let's get that out of the way and get on to the video. So the video is about memories. As you know, I've done a few videos over the years on this subject, and the reason I have done this today is because when I was just looking into something, I came across something that just made me go, wow, should have done a video on a spell etymology video on the word memories, and I already have done it and I included it, but what I'm going to show you now is completely changed from that. And that's what I love. I love coming back, looking at things with fresh eyes and saying to myself, can I find something else hidden within the spell? So if anyone's new, I have a series called Spell Etymology Videos. It's just etymology, but with spell on the front, because everything is a spell. And people don't seem to understand that if you can break words down into 2 to 3 or 4, like the phonetics of a spell, you know, like do, re, mi. If you if you just said it in one, it'd be do, re, mi. You know, but if you split it up, you can find things, intriguing things on those etymology of those words, combining them, showing you what the actual spell could be. So that's what I do. I don't take it as fact. I don't tell you it's fact. I just say to you guys, hey, isn't this funny, or a coincidence that it means this if you split it up? So that's what I did and have done for a very long time. So if you've not watched any of them, they're on a playlist. So you can just go to the video section, playlist, spell etymology, they're there. And sometimes in a video I'll do a spell etymology on a word. And a long time I did a couple of videos on memories, water memories, and I can't remember the other one off by heart, but they're on my channel, you can see them. And it's loosely based on, people talk about the Akashic or the Akashic records, that all our memories are stored all around us. Our thoughts, the spells, and our memories. Like a book is stored in a book. So I came across this other etymology for memories, and I'm going to get into that soon. But when you start to break it down, I just look at that's why I included the memory definition is defined in psychology as the faculty of encoding, storing and retrieving information. Where does it say it's your memory? And then when you put everything in combined that I've talked about in this video and haven't, because you know I just want to stick to a specific point, but in other videos I've talked about it, it makes you think. Are you downloading other memories? Whose memories are they? How do you know a memory is yours? You know, because when you think of a memory, sometimes you're not looking at yourself. It's like a third person. You're just looking through the eyes, aren't you? So sometimes it's intriguing to ask, are they your memories? Can they be implanted? And there's evidence out there if you research memory implantation. Obviously, you've had MK Ultra and different other mind control programs, but they can't implant memories. You've got things like voice to skull technology, which is also a thought of what is going on. And then you've got like visit billboards that you call them in the States. We call them advertisement hoardings over here. That was doing voice to skull technology. You had to stand in a specific point to hear a whisper, and that appeared in an old video of mine about 5G and gift of hearer. I was talking about, could the 5G towers be called basically just move my chair. Be like cursing towers, and I mean cursing in the sense of the spell, invoking negative reactions because of what they're doing to the ions. Again, ions is included in 5G. I showed you who ion is associated with. So it makes you think, and I know I always say this, but that is all I ask. Just think about it and put it to one side, because like me, I've put my memories to one side, thought on it, found something else that's intrigued me, and now I'm making another video using all the other videos to show you about this theory about memories. Just what are they? Are they actually yours? Are they actually real? Because in theory, we live in the now. So now, as you're watching this, you're creating memories. And I don't know, are you thinking about me? Hopefully I've got my clothes on or not. Hello, ladies. But who knows, you know what I mean? So you're creating memories. There's only a now, there's never a tomorrow. So when tomorrow comes, it's actually today. So there's never a tomorrow. And I always used to wind my children up talking about this. Wind up is just an English thing of having a laugh, having some fun. And I used to say to my youngest, tomorrow never comes. And she was like, but it does, it's tomorrow. I said, think about it now. When tomorrow comes, what day is it? And she'd go, oh, hi, it's today. So it's always today. And that's why people say you should live in the now. But from this point onwards, we are creating memories. But the catch it records, collective consciousness, people are talking about how our past memories, the memories that we are creating now, and those future ones that we are having now are already created, already stored all around us. So if you think of it like this, we come along, have a thought, we are retrieving, and then we're decoding those memories. It talks about the faculty of encoding memory. So when we create a memory now, as I'm talking to you, I'm creating this memory. I'm encoding it with, like an IP address of sorts. When it's like when you were born, you are encoded with a name. To know someone's name means that you have power over that object. It's why we label things and keep it in this reality. So if you're creating memories, you store them, they're already stored, the past ones, and you're retrieving them at will. What's to stop manipulation of those thoughts, of those memories, of those spells? Because that's why I had to put in Charles Babbage. He's talking about a device that he could retrieve thoughts, memories, voices from the space. There's loads of space. People automatically think of space. The final frontier. But what if the final frontier is memories all around us in the water? Water keeps anything in its memory that it comes in contact with. So then when you talk about the Akashic records, but look at it different, like Charles Babbage is talking about, it intrigues me because, as I was saying last night, I appeared randomly on the Amish Inquisition's podcast last night on YouTube. Check them out, guys. It was just, they were doing a random thing and I just appeared randomly. And I was talking about this last night. It's like if you're walking down the street, sitting at home, you're doing something, and you're in a really good mood, you're feeling really, really good, pumped, positive, and all of a sudden, without any interaction from a person, you feel down, you feel sad, you feel angry, you feel the rage. How come? If you've had no interaction, no stimuli to make you go into another emotion, what could it be? And it's like what Babbage was talking about, that energy, the words, the spells, because that energy never dies. Where does it go? It gets stored in between the space of everything. The words, everything. That's why sometimes, if you ever done this, to slightly go off track, but it's related, that you're walking down the street, you're at home, you're doing something, and a random voice or word pops into your head, or a song, and you're like, where did that song come from? Maybe you just walked into and decoded that song from a prior memory or someone else's memory, or like the film frequency, the frequency of radio and songs is kept all around us. So you're just walking into these emotions. So it makes you think, doesn't it? And it just blows me away. We're basically walking, sailing in magic spells that are atomically, basically grafted to the water, the atmosphere all around us. It's scary to think if this is the case. And this is what I wanted to go on about in this video. Just what are memories then? You know, who's controlling them? Is if it's the case, can it be manipulated with other frequency? Ley lines, lie lines. It just makes you think what is going on with the Ingard memories and how it affects it. So what I was doing something random on the interwebs this week, and I came across an etymology of a word that I'd never seen before, and it made me go, huh. And I was talking to Sam Carno, and I was like, I've got an idea, because he was posting something on the Jesuits, and I'm like, I can't hold my water. Another saying, I can't hold my water. And I'm like, should I say what I've just found? No, I didn't say it. And then I just messaged him and say, how about this? Like the etymology of that becomes this word. So I will get into it. But again, if I didn't do this, if I didn't push myself, if I was open and willing to hear something, a different, I wouldn't have never found this other explanation. And that's why I say don't be scared of contradicting yourself, saying one theory and the week after saying another. I do it all the time because I'm always learning. I'm learning from you, I'm learning from the comments, I'm learning from myself. When I'm doing this video, I think of something, why didn't I put it in the video? Should I stop and carry on? And it's no, because we have to progress. I want to go with the flow. I want to go with the energy going. So if these memories are kept all around us, is that why they pollute the water, they pollute the skies? Because people talk about the meme, the image that people talk about, the Baal for barium and then aluminium or aluminum, you say in the States. It's some of the ingredients. So obviously there's more that appears in the sky. What effects is that having, and why do that? Is it obviously you're hurting these vessels with the pollution? But then if you think about the particles, nanoparticles, smart dust, is this able to change the atomic level of clouds or the atmosphere that it comes in contact with? Remember, Babbage talks about it. These spells are trapped and atomically connected to the atoms, the space around us. Makes sense, right? So then when you start looking at Baal, yes, Baal does mean Lord, and a lot of gods were labelled that, even Janos. Janos was known as Baal Ionos, and in Ireland, Belenus, in different names he goes by. Now, Baal was called Lord of the Rain and Dew. Obviously, dew is in the morning dew. But it's funny that when we're talking about something in the heavens, something in the sky, and dew, direct energy weapons. Is that just a play on words? Is that a coincidence? Is that them using the something of the name, the etymology, the beginning, the roots of a name, and tying it in with a direct energy weapon? I don't know. I found that So there was another epithet that Baal went by, and he went by obviously he's a storm god, but a storm god who rides on clouds. So if he's riding on the clouds, is he controlling the clouds? Is he influencing clouds? Or is he just having fun on the clouds? But that made me go, because obviously I talked about the cloud. And again, stuff like I made etymology of the word cloud and talked about it being earth and rock and dirt. And me talking about us living in a cave, in a system, an enclosed system. And even the clouds in the sky are earth and rock. Makes you think, doesn't it? So that got me. And obviously, you saw the meme that people have used. I used it in the old video of this, and I'm like, wow, wow. What can you do? How can you do that? Is it influence the sky around us, and then you got the tie-in with Alzheimer's and other things that affect the memory with the metal particles. What type of metals is it sometimes referred to? Magnetite, I think it is, affecting the difference. So surely when you because this is all we're doing, we're sounding out, we're having a discussion between friends, we're just getting a thought out that I've talked about previously, but added with what I'm finding I'm going to enclose again today, excites me, and that's how I work. So we're going to get on to now the etymology that I was talking about. And I'm so glad that I've changed it different, but this is where I'm going to need your help to put in the comments of what you think, because stuff in regard to religion, I'm not the greatest on. I will find something that'll, indicate where my videos are going, but I can't just spill out and memorise a verse or something else that's been said, because some of you guys are brilliant knowledge on that. So I need your guys' help to progress this a bit further, because it's intriguing and it's caught me by surprise. That's why I said to Sam, I said, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? And it's attached to your memories, and it's just mind-blowing. I'm just sitting here thinking, where's my thoughts going, the spells I'm talking, hitting the medium. That's why I showed you that shillering, to show you just what could be happening with your spells. These are getting attached to the atoms around us molecularly, and that's where it's getting trapped. It's crazy, and it must have something on this, because why then does the doorway affect us? Walking through a door, I'm going next door, I'm going to the fridge for something. You walk through the door, you go into the kitchen or wherever your fridge is, and you're like, damn, what was it coming in for? Walk back, the memory's then restored because it's in the area that you've just been. Yes, that's what I was getting. So how can the power of the door, that's why I did that video last time, to show you the significance and the power of a door. So if it can affect your memories, what else can affect your memories? I've talked about in the old videos of the arches around us. Anything is classed as a doorway. You walk through so many doorways a day. It's mind-blowing. But we have to look and keep coming back and re-answering and looking for a further explanation. And I'm not scared of doing that, which is the good bit. So the next thing, obviously I've talked about Babbage and different things, and he stated that the thoughts and memories are around us, which makes you go, still. So obviously I did the atmospheric memory and the old spell etymology for that. You just saw that before, the thoughts. And I've revisited, and this is what I've come up with. So I split memory into 3 words. M-E, more, and I-E-S. And we will get into that now. So some of you are new, some of you have been with for months, a year, and I've not had time to go through my catalogue of content. So Ask yourself now while you listen to this, have you heard of the Mandela effect? Now, straight away, just saying that will ostracize some people and feel like, oh, what's he talking about? So, I believe in the Mandela effect, but where I differ from other people, I like to investigate and ask questions that contradict. So, what will happen is when you do talk about Mandela effect, you'll say you're misremembering. So, again, it's about memories, right? So, it's a memory of something that has been altered or re-altered and backward and forward, you know, and people will either take to it or not. Have had loads of experiences with it, and not just on my own. So people talk about this effect as being a mass memory alteration on a mass level. You know, there's other words for it, but people don't understand. It's like in any topic that you research, if you don't research it and be honest with yourself, you can 99% of things you can ally to say, yeah, it's this. It goes with anything. You're looking into Bigfoots, well, it could be that or this. UFOs, some people don't, a lot of people don't believe, some people do, and you can go with any topic that you want, and there's always questions that you don't want to ask yourself, and I just love asking questions about everything. So the Mandela affects your memory, right? And affects the written, affects geography, affects music, affects everything. Once, if I could tell you, and again, this is from an old video I did years ago, I found through an ancient culture, the Sumerians, right? So one of the most oldest. You know, we don't really know the time frame because obviously they alter the calendar. But it's accepted they're one of the oldest. So they had a thing. So remember, the first two letters are M-E. In my old videos, I talked about it also being memory and mem and mayim and water. And I wanted to go a different route. So when I re-looked at this, some letters, I then looked at the first two letters. Bloody hell, M-E, Mandela effect. But the Sumerians had a thing called the Sumerian Mes, M-A-Y, but it's written and pronounced Sumerian M-E. Right, have I got your interest now? So the Sumerian Mes. And you're thinking, same letter. Wasn't the Mandela effect named after Nelson Mandela? That's what people think and are told and agree on. But what if, this is the what if, they named it after the Sumerian Mes? Possibility. It's a possibility when you start talking about these Mes and looking to them. For instance, when Desert Storm 1 or 2, can't remember which one, I think it was the first one, and when they invaded, the first night when the invasion, Black Ops team went into the museum and stole all the Sumerian Mes and tablets and other things. Left the gold, left the valuables, just took them. Why? Because there's power in these Mes. These Mes, and if you're looking into it deeper and look about, I've been doing this for many years. I've not revisited it for a long time because people didn't seem to get it, and it, to me, it was like, well, we're talking about a thing affecting the memory, and the Sumerian Mes cover geography, music, you, everything around you. They tell you that. They say these Mes are not only divine, but your connection to the gods. And you will see people in the Mandela community talk about it's a battle with God and against God, and it's our connection that they're breaking to God. Well, the Mes are channels in your body, channels like a radio, a frequency of divine. And these Mes can be bestowed on you, and it changes the complex of everything. It's like a magical power, but also contains memories on how to do something, like the law states how to write properly, how to sing, music, even sex is, some of it is part of the ME, how to do it. So it's bloody intriguing that you have Sumerian MEs, E, and it's affecting the memory and the connection to God and all the stuff that the people talk about in the Mandela effect community. Why isn't this being talked about it? Why is the other theories put above this and not this talked about? You don't have to agree with it, but surely it's a bloody talking point. Same name. I mean, so it talks about these. Also talk about channels of energy running through us. Bit like, you know, you got your chi, acupuncture points in your body. So there's channels all the way through you. And this is talking what these are. And they're transmitted and assorted with a specific aspect of life and channeled through a particular part of the body. Pardon me, hiccups. And the Sumerians believed if these channels could be blocked or polluted, and it affects the human, obviously, the hue, the frequency. So polluting, how would you pollute food, your memories, water, the atmosphere? So everything is getting polluted. Polluted. So everything that's polluted affects this body, this vessel. So it's like a magic wand. If you have frequencies from 1 to 100, but you pollute it and you start losing the range of oscillation, you're losing the powers. Because obviously people talk about how they seem to have a pool out there that they can contact and connect and invent stuff. It's like, how do we all have the same thoughts? It's like I was talking about air topic, and last night someone had the same thought, because we're accessing same memories, core memories. And if the wand is affected, the vessel is affected, you can't steer. So it's affecting the steering of the ship through this magic. So if you can only steer in a particular way, you can be controlled, and the bit of magic that you could access or get bestowed upon cannot enter you. It's telling you can illness and misfortune. Mes are decrees of the gods. You know, it's just crazy. They're like a divine power. And if you can amplify your memory or torus field to, you know, recode memories that are not just your own, but a pool of sacred knowledge, right, guys? This is where we're going to keep the sacred knowledge. And people who invent shit and come up with some brilliant theories and ideas are getting it from here, and you can get it from there. But once if your connection has been terminated or altered because of the pollution in the atmosphere and around us. What was that? I had to record this anyway, so hopefully that's not just something else turning off. I was like, I did it for 40 minutes. Brilliant. Listen to it and it sounded like a robot, so hopefully this is better. So these could be bestowed on you, but they also could be physical, like physical objects to influence a town, make it what's that word? Posterity. It can it changed look. That's why Nana took the MEs off her father. So think about it. You go into a town and you think, why is this town so prosperous? Why are people happy? Because some of the physical MEs, some of them were like Noah's staff, weapons, like a remote control to access things. That was like the Sumerian tablets. I forgot the name for it. I've not looked into it for a while. So things like this are also physical objects to amplify emotions, look, and other memories that you could access that are classed as divine. The God thought, enlightenment. So, and evil, as I was talking about, like an emotion, could it travel around? And these amplifications ward off evil or negative energy from coming into these locations. Is it like I was talking about in other videos, that in poor towns where there's no prosperity and the luck is down and there's high crime, it's because evil and different things can influence her because there's no good MEs. But think about it now. if we can power up and influence people, which we can, that's what they're trying to stop. That's why you always see someone who's helps in the community and they always try and tarnish. So isn't that brilliant thought that we're talking about these Sumerian Mes and it's the first 2 letters in memories? Again, don't take this as fact. This is just me thinking out loud on my own channel. So you have 2 words, ME, Mandela effect, affects memories. Wow. So we just talked about that. So the next on the list is MOR, which stems from the word death in Latin and also German, meaning darkness. It's like morai or more and different things, but it stems from MOR. So you have the death or darkness of your memories, or the Mandela effect. Is that what I'm talking about just then? Taking away these physical MEs, not like a physical object, but is it also in us? Can we be a divine source? It really just makes you think, doesn't it? And I just get excited. So far you have the Mandela effect, ME, more meaning death or darkness. And now is the next bit, the last bit, IES. This is just what made me think God, literally. So I'm waving my arm because I want to remember in editing so I can see it quickly, that I can put it here on screen. And I'm going to read this out. And hopefully you guys on screen are seeing this. Let me just find it. Where have you put it, Paul? So on the screen should be this. And this is what happened. I was talking to Sam because he posted something and I can't hold my water like I was saying before. I get excited and just have to tell people what I found because I never heard of this. And it's only for re-looking and revisiting. So IHS, as you know, represents the abbreviation of Jesus. You know, the IHS, OUS meaning Jesus. Jesus. And the Jesuits have it. Now, if I remember, the Jesuits had an Italian, stemmed from Italy. I know they have churches and different things all around the world, but they're specifically Italian, Latin. And that's the Greek. So I'm going to read it out now. And this is what got me, because you'll see. So it's the... I've just got the light shining in my eye. So I'm just reading off my phone. Old English from medieval Latin, representing the Greek abbreviation of... If I've slandered this, I apologise. But, you know, it's one thing I can't do is languages. Jesus, in which the character H, which is the second letter, is a capital of the Greek vowel L, eta. Now this is where it gets intriguing, as you can see on the screen. The Roman form would be IES. And Sam made a great point, is if you only have to put a lambda or the letter L in between, in front of IES, spells lies. Which was like, wow. But we're just going off the word, and as soon as IES, I then had words ending in IES in my head, and the one that just came to me first, obviously, was this video, was memories. And I'm thinking about water, mayim, God, and all that. And then I thought, wow, well, people are talking about the Mandela effect. A lot of people don't believe in it. I do believe in it, because I've experienced it. But what is it? What is memories? And I'm not afraid of answering questions like this. So we're looking at the memory, Mandela effect, the death of darkness, and then IES is Jesus. Wow. So it says the Roman form would be IES, mistaken for a Latin contradiction in the Middle Ages, after its Greek origin was forgotten. So it's stating its Greek origin was forgotten. Memories. Was it wiped? Memory wipe. Well, IHS it's Greek, isn't it? So how can it be forgotten if it's here? So there's some shenanigans going on. But it's saying its proper origin was forgotten, and sometimes treated as short with an I, Jesus hominum salvator, meaning Jesus, saviour of men. And again, I didn't know this, which is not unusual. I don't know a lot. Alternate version of IHC. Terminal S often was indicated in later Greek with a character resembling a C. It's found on vestments from 950 CE and may be the source of the H in slang Jesus H Christ. Now, tell me that is not making you go, bloody hell. So I'm looking at the word memories, Mandela effect, the memories, but the MEs are the power of God. They are the power of the divine. So the power of the divine, which affects memories all around us, geography, locations, the laws, math, music, everything that is affecting your memories in regard to the Mandela effect is in the first two letters, and then the death of that, the darkness of that, it's like the brain fog of it, the covering it, the covering the veil, or they create the veil. And then IEH, Jesus. Wow, and Jesus always talks about how please remember his words. But IHS can become IES. Obviously the letter version of Jesus. So think about it, Jesus, and I'm going off etymology now, and what I do know, it's not much, but died for our sins, right? Washed away. So you're talking about water and sins, emotion, negative, washed away our sins from the world. How about he washed the sins that we've already created, that are already stored all around us atomically, and from even before we are born, our ancestors have done the same. He's whitewashed, he's cleansed these memories. It's got his name in it. Or, you know, if you don't believe in Jesus, it could be a procedure, it could be a failsafe, it could be a program. So Jesus cleansed our sins. Whitewashed it, wiped them, wiped those memories clean of all progressions, whatever you call them. What's that word now? I keep forgetting words all the time, but you know what I mean. He's wiped them clean. And that's why I always think to me, why is he saying we've washed our sins if we are not there then? Well, what was there then, if you believe in the Akashic or Akashic records and Charles Babbage's theory that everything is kept stored even from the future in the now all around us? That would have been wiped. You think, bloody hell, now that does make sense. But I've never heard that IHS can be IES or IHC. I wouldn't have found it if it wasn't just being myself. So that is what I need help, because I don't know stuff and verses like you guys who know it brilliantly, or things that can help in this research. I'm just throwing this thought out there, this theory out there. So when you put it all together, just for shit and giggles, as the saying goes, I thought, you know what, IES, you know, I'll reverse it just to see what it is, because it was so profound to me. SEI, or say, I don't know how to pronounce it, means to be, to exist, to become. Yes. It also means you. Also means 6 in Italian. So you would be 666. Now, in 1862, some guy was talking about the etymology of SEI, right? I don't think I've got any ink left, but I'll try. So, how about this for coincidence? this don't blow your mind, I don't know why you watch me. So, what did they say Jesus washed away? He washed away your sins. Or is it something else? Because this guy in the 1862 said the etymology for SEI came from this word. This was just his thought on it. It came from this. Are you ready? So SEI, which is IES, which is Jesus backwards, etymologically came from sine. Sin. SINE. Sine is a sine wave. I've talked about it loads of times. But if you think about it, an S does resemble slightly an E. Jesus washed away your sin. Your sins. Sine is IES reversed. What do you say about that? When I just found it while I was doing this video, I went, I swore. I'm like, bloody hell. Beep, 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 beep. How can a reverse of it come to SEI, which means 6, but you... And I've just been talking about how Jesus washed away the sins. Could it be what we are going to do, but they're already in the memories that is trapped? Then they're now. And it means some people. This was on. Is it JS Store? You know the old book, the book site and site that people use, scientists and doctors and different things. And it was on there, and it just said they think the SCI came from SINE, sine wave, but also it does remind you of sins. Obviously, a Sumerian god of the moon was called Sin. What do you think about that? I'm just intrigued, and if you never revisit something, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you learn so much between A and B. That journey is what we're learning, it's what we're researching. We're looking for this moment again that we've already had. That's why they call it researching. We know this knowledge already, it's all around us. Some people have access to it. What if you, as a researcher or someone who's intrigued by this type of knowledge, has dial-up, so it takes you a while to get to the point. But what if the next Joe beside you has fibre optic downloading and re-uploading as quick as as quick as Sam's fart? You know what I mean? Again, you tie this in with your speaking and your breath, the spirit. I mean, what is a fart? Is that negative energy being expelled because it stinks? Who knows? But when you start to look at things differently, and just looking at finding that this week, that IHS and it means IES in reality memories, and then thinking about wash away the sins, and then it just makes me excited. I get really stupid like a kid, get giddy. I can't hold my water. But some of these things, although may or probably be right, they do make sense, and that's all I ask for. So make something make sense to me, and hopefully it makes sense to anyone that's watching. So we're talking about your memories. What are they? Are they the divine? Are they from the gods? Because we live in the now, so they give the power of us to go back in time and time travel in our memories. But then again, are you also looking into something that can manipulate these memories, manipulate thoughts in us, add thoughts that are not our own, and corrupt these vessels so they can't sail in these seas? All these things you have to look at and go, bloody hell. Your aha moment. And I just hope you guys can understand where I'm coming at and why I had to make this, because sometimes I just feel an urge. I feel pushed in a direction to make a video. I don't slam anyone's theories or what they believe in. I just like to ask questions that sometimes you may not want to ask, or myself I don't want to ask. But when you look at memories, and again I've showed you the etymology for the old memories in the video, and now looking at it again, finding that IES inspired me to look at, which I knew more was death, but you know, there's a few more layers, but it does stem from more, MOR, and then ME, mem, but also Mandela effect. There's that much shit and weird stuff going on in this reality. People are so quick to say no because they want to stem, because remember, we're fighting for the truth. And remember, the truth is fidelity, it's faith. It's the faith that you are correct. It's why people will go to war, because it's faith, it's religion. It's making you angry when someone goes against that faith of your topic or religion, and that's why people get triggered. So it's just like anything. So when you are in a community who believe in something and someone comes along and says you're all misremembering, you're all idiots, it gets you back up. But these people are quick to go against the theory because they don't want to think just what if. Well, I've just showed a different alternate thing of it's been going on for thousands of years, thousands and thousands and thousands of whatever time is going on. This time emits is backwards, but it's always been there as the Mandela effect, as the Sumerian Mes affects math, affects music, geography, the lay of the land, affects everything. The divine. Doesn't matter if you don't believe the real. Someone believed the real for them to be written down. And the divine laws, divine decrees bestowed on you can affect wherever you live in. If you've got a lot of these Mes, the prosperity of the town, the feeling in the town, people in the town benefit from it. It just gets you thinking. Never discount anything because you don't believe in it. Just keep it as information, because you'll come along and find something and he goes, if you had that then tonight, it's like, bloody hell, that had a point. And that's what I do. I mean, I've done it once or twice because I'm human. I was going to say I'm not human. I'm not perfect. I'm not. You know what I mean? And memories, emotions can be manipulated. So just think, when you're in a good mood and sort of automatically you're changing, you feel nasty, and you feel like trolling, you want to attack. Think about it. Are you being programmed to do it by towers, frequency, spells that you just wandered into? Makes you think, doesn't it, of schizophrenic people? Are they hearing ancestors' thoughts? Or is it being manipulated by voice-to-skull technology? Or are they accessing, because it's just frequencies and channels, someone else's memories, and they're hearing voices, they're hearing thoughts? It surely has to make you go, wow, yes, that's worthy of a footnote and looking into it more. So guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video just on what are memories. I'm still not at the bottom of it, but it's a start. And together we can go even further down the line. And I just hope you appreciate it. Please, if you do, please like, share and subscribe. Again, if you want to help more, buy me a bar. The QR code is there. And please have a good day, have a good week, be good, but also, like I've always said, please just do one good deed a day. There's not enough people out there doing a good deed. Do one good deed, help one person. And I say to them, listen, I've helped you, go and help someone else and tell them the same. Let get the chain of that happening, because it affects everything. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to be prosperous. They don't want you to be retrieving your memories, your time that you've had on this realm for a positive action. They want to manipulate everything to a negative. So take care, always wear a smile, don't let the bar stools grind us down, and hopefully you've liked this installment of memories. Just what are they? What are they? Bye guys.